We're still talking cricket on the Sportsmax Zone after an underwhelming tournament from the hosts. Friday's loss to the UAE in the semi-finals of the ICC Under-19 Plate League ensured that the West Indies could finish the tournament no higher than 11th. That 11th place playoff in Trinidad and Tobago earlier on Monday saw the West Indies beating Zimbabwe by 8 wickets. Zimbabwe won the toss and elected to bat, making 256 for 4 in their 50 overs. Zimbabwe got the majority of their runs from Brian Bennett, who made 62, and David Bennett with 77 not out. In reply, after getting 2 centuries from Kevin Wickham, 104, and Teddy Bishop, 112 not out, the West Indies had a more nervous ending than expected, with the match coming down to the final over. However, the young West Indies managed to get over the line with a win that gives them automatic qualification for the ICC tournament in 2024. I see that Wickham with a 100 today, Mariah. I said it last week that he was a player who was not in the original squad. He only got into this team because of COVID-19 for a couple of the other players. And he scored heavily in the earlier matches. He gets 104 today. Teddy Bishop, the Grenadian, who has excited a lot of West Indies cricket fans, didn't have as good a tournament as he wanted, but he got 100 today. But we can't help but say that this has been a disappointing outing for these West Indies under-19s, playing at home with cricketers who have talent, and to miss out on the championship round and having to play in the plate event, and then you are confined to a plate event and not being able to win the plate event, which is like, you know, a secondary event. I would say it's disappointing for the boys. Anxious to talk to Coach Reefer and the management team just to break down exactly what went wrong for them. Yeah, disappointing and heartbreaking because, you know, coming into this under-19 tournament, I had the West Indies as one of my favorites, and not because I'm a West Indian, but because of the fact that when you look at the squad man for man, you saw a lot of players with potential. Matthew Nandu is somebody I was personally rooting for, somebody that I would have looked at in these previous practice matches and whatnot, and felt as if he could have done damage with the bat. I felt, you know, Matthew Nandu, I don't know if it's a confidence issue or whatnot, but we didn't get the best of him. Shiva Sankar was somebody who, you know, we spoke about on the show as well. A lot of talent with the ball, but Shiva, you know, when it mattered the most, these players didn't step up, and I think that's where we lost it. Akeem Ogis, the captain, who had to step aside because of injury. So there are so many things that's going on behind the scenes that makes me wonder, you know, if it's one thing that has contributed to the loss, or, you know, if it's a combination of factors. Most time it's usually a combination of factors, but I felt as if the West Indies under-19 team, they allowed these teams to just literally come to their home ground, hometown, and roll all over them, which is never a good sign. Yeah, you know, when teams underperform in a tournament like this, you look at many things, including preparation. But there were some rising star camps and so on, and there was a rising star series early last year when they brought all of the best West Indies teenagers together, a big pool. I think it was about 70 players or so. Right. Just to, you know, recruit and study and harness the best of the group. So I think we ended up with a good squad. As I said, Wickham for sure would be disappointed that he hadn't made the original squad. You mentioned Akeem Ogis, the captain, who was ill and missed most of the tournament, so that would have been a setback. But there's a lot of talent in this team. Yes. Rivaldo Clark is a talented player as well, and I am searching for the reasons why the team has underperformed here. And even today, they almost, even though they had a lot of wickets in hand, it took them right to the final over to get by the Zimbabwe total. I know the Zimbabweans would have had a lot of memories about the 2016 result because it was the Mankad-ish incident that the West Indies had eliminated Zimbabwe in, and the West Indies going on to win the tournament there. But I don't expect teams like Zimbabwe to be giving a West Indies under-19 team too much trouble in cricket. And that's what we saw today. Yes, the West Indies won, and we had 2 century makers, but how they paced their innings made things a bit dodgy. And as you said, you know, as we said, it came right down to the last over to get the victory. Yeah, and, you know, we speak about individual talent. You mentioned that, you know, you want to hear from Floyd Reefer as to, you know, what really went on in the setup. Because, I mean, these are youngsters. These are young men who are looking to stake a claim, obviously, eventually for the West Indies senior team. And
we always talk about, you know, West Indies, the senior team losing and whatnot. So we have to nip this in the bud, as we would say. These youngsters will be our future West Indies senior team that we talk about in the future. So whatever errors or whatever problems the under-19 team is going through, like, you know, we need to rectify it, Lance, because they can't continue this cycle of us losing and losing. You know, we need to start preparing players to get ready for the senior level, and it starts with this under-19 team.
Yeah, so the last two under-19 World Cup tournaments, which came after the one before, which was a championship win for the West Indies in 2016, saw the West Indies team, the last cycle, win all of their group matches and sailing into the championship round, but then they disappointed there. This team stuttered from the very opening round and didn't get into the championship round. Floyd Reefer, who is coach of this team, has had a background of coaching youngsters. He had a very prominent role in the academy, the Center of Excellence in Barbados.
High performance.
The High Performance Center, yeah. And they had a lot of good cricketers had come through that system. So he has a track record of working with youngsters. And I think that had probably propelled him into this role as the West Indies under-19 coach. And as I said, we expect to speak with him, and maybe he can explain to us exactly what went wrong for this team, because I think the talent and quality individually that I see in this West Indies under-19 team would not have been borne out by the results that they have had. And we look forward to see some of them transitioning into senior cricket and doing a lot better.
Yeah. Well, Lance, are we going to take a quick break and come back?
Yeah. We have our zone updates coming up pretty soon.
With me.
Yeah. Back in a moment.